I'm speaking in generalities here because I do not know you or your kiddo, but the best market for you is always going to be the market that you live closest to. The general rule of thumb with both clients and agencies is within a 2-hour driving distance. Obviously, there's some wiggle room there. Okay, a couple of other things to unpack. Number one, I have told parents before who have submitted to us from like states nowhere near one of our markets, I have said, he or she is stunning. Please let me know if you're ever living closer to one of our markets. Florida is known for taking kids from other markets, but honestly, New York, LA, not really. It will happen, but it's super rare. When you're talking about the most competitive markets and some of the biggest cities in the United States, there are so many kids there already that the clients really don't have to look elsewhere. So they're not really paying travel for kids to come in. And of course, we always get parents who say, no problem. We love traveling. We can do it. Some people, very few people can actually do it. Very few people have the funds to travel 48 hours notice or 24 hours notice, or to go in for a casting that's not necessarily being paid. I say necessarily as though castings are ever paid. Castings are never paid. Here's a couple of reasons why it makes zero sense for people to travel in and out of New York or LA, even if they do find an agency willing to do it. Number one, rates for kids, super low, super low. Like, again, if you do the traveling circuit, be aware that you will always be in the red. Number two, air travel these days is so unpredictable. Clients don't want it. They do not want you coming from Utah into New York, even if you're doing it on your own dime, because they're taking a big chance there. There's a big chance that you're not going to make it. Okay, now let's flip the coin and talk about the other side of things. If your kiddo isn't busy in Florida, it could be one of two things. It could be, number one, that it's just not a major market, and it's not. So that could be part of it, which would make you go, oh, maybe we should go to a bigger market, but listen to the first 2 minutes. Or your kiddo is just not a kiddo who's going to work a lot, which means even if you put them in a market like New York, they're probably still not going to work a lot in comparison to kids who work in New York, or even at all. Because again, New York is one of the most competitive markets that there is. And again, I don't know your child, so I could be wrong. You could have a kid who would be booking everybody all of the time. Just saying. Switching markets, being in additional markets, all that kind of thing, doing the circuit, does it mean your kid's going to be a busy model? No. Does it mean that you're going to spend a lot of money that they're never going to make back? Yes.